Hey there, Darkstar here. Doing a career mission in a third-party plane. So, I have not flown this plane at all before. So, we will see how it goes. I put it on crew. So the crew has flown it a little bit. But I have not flown it yet, even in free flight. So it is charter service private missions, or it's available to purchase in your company, your charter company. It's a good looking little plane. So I guess it's just got chocks and pitot cover. Looks like you're inspecting something there. Checked out okay. Tires and struts, looks like. Oops. Guess we got into the plane accidentally.
Madam, we've begun boarding. Step aboard and make yourself comfortable.
Received, Captain. They're on their way. Have a good flight.
Be welcome, madam.
Hello, Captain. I'll need to make some calls. I hope the signal hold up. If you can make sure it's good, I'd really appreciate, Captain. Thanks.
We will do our best. Okay, so is there anything up here we need to be worried about? No. So the first thing to find is there a fuel selector? That's ADF switch. Interesting. We got landing gear. Starter, battery, so when you hide the thing, the cord doesn't go away. Booster pump. Manifold pressure, fuel flow, RPMs. It does have a pitch. Let's just check our settings. Beta has a lot of problems, but it'll be nice to eventually get this problem fixed. At least I got to Bravo throttle settings, so that's like generic for everything. That'll probably work. Yeah, basic plane is all I need. I fly everything from the big jets with spoilers and all that down to little planes. I have a video on how I set that up, but it's a little Frankenstein. First axis is speed brake. Next axis is a single throttle that controls all throttles, even if it's got 8 engines or 12 engines or whatever. It's got a reverse lever on it. And then I have a prop, and then kind of a not used axis, and then condition lever / mixture level, and then another mixture lever axis that I don't tend to use. So I could though, if I needed to. You could even use the speed brake as a throttle axis if you really wanted to on some plane. Just look a little weird. Alright, let's get back to this. So, a little bit different setup here. The beacon on. Okay. My little dial doesn't work for this. Mags. We got a carb heat lever, does that work? Nope. Okay, let's see. That's working. It's a good idea to like do this manually in these planes right now because I know of at least one plane that for sure has a bug where I have to manually manipulate that. Now what I don't see, here we go. Okay, so left and right. Okay, now we should have fuel flow if we need it. Okay, that didn't work.
Good afternoon, it's Nicholas. Just wanted to say hi before you leave to Twin Lakes. Mrs. Craig will be aboard soon. I know you'll give her a warm welcome. She's close to one of our top clients who booked the flight for her. Have a good flight, Captain.
I guess it did work. Okay. Landing gear. 109 knots. Instrumentation's a little odd. Nav, comm radio. Autopilot heading, altitude. Ah, okay. Okay, I guess we're ready to taxi out here. Whoa. Like, what in the world? Oh my goodness, this thing. That's broken.
Madam, on behalf of our flight crew, we would like to welcome you on board flight DSC-4711 bound for Twin Lakes. Our flight time will be 40 minutes. We expect an on-time departure, and we're currently ready for takeoff. I will keep you informed of any key updates as we go through the flight. Thank you.
I have to ride the brakes here with the... Yikes, this thing. We're going to be lucky to get out of this without a taxi speeding incident. Okay, we need to remember landing gear needs to come up. And we apparently do have a rudimentary autopilot. Oh my goodness. I don't understand why we have two altimeters on this side that read differently. Yep, and setting the pressure on one changes it on the other. So that's a bug. Oh my goodness. We are so gonna get a taxi speeding. It just feels ridiculous trying to taxi this thing.
Bravo India Victor traffic. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. Taking off runway 26. Departure to the west. Kilo Bravo India Victor traffic. Madam, welcome on board this flight to Twin Lakes. I'm here to ensure you have an enjoyable journey today. If there is anything I can do to make your flight more comfortable, please let me know. Please fasten your seatbelt, and remember, this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you. Prepare for takeoff. Thank you.
Not very impressive engine sounds. It's not really changing. It just sounds like engine running, generic engine running sound. Do we have... Is sim rate up or something?
Approach, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 is type 1 miles northeast of Kilo Bravo India Victor, 1,100 feet. Request flight following.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 approach. Squawk 4337.
So are we gonna die over the ocean here?
Squawk 4337. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. Radar contact 1 miles west of Kilo Bravo India Victor, 1,400 feet. Altimeter 3006.
Roger, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711.
We're gonna make an emergency return to the airport.
I'm not feeling well. All of this, it's scary.
Approach, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. 1 miles west of Kilo Bravo India Victor, 800 feet. Request IFR to 5 Kilo 6. Ready to copy.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 is cleared to 5 Kilo 6 airport as filed. Squawk 4337.
Okay, what we're gonna actually do is restart. So far, I do not like this airplane at all. It is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what is going on. So we're going to do some skips this time.
Good afternoon, it's Nicholas. Just wanted to say hi before you leave to Twin Lakes. Mrs. Craig will be aboard soon. I know you'll give her a warm welcome. She's close to one of our top clients who booked the flight for her. Have a good flight, Captain.
Why is this not working?
Kilo Bravo India Victor traffic. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. Taking off runway 26. Departure to the west. Kilo Bravo India Victor traffic. aboard this flight to Twin Lakes. I'm here to ensure you have an enjoyable journey today. If there is anything I can do to make your flight more comfortable, please let me know. Please fasten your seatbelt, and remember, this is a non-smoking flight. You'll find a safety briefing card in the seat pocket in front of you. Prepare for takeoff. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at an idle. It's still at idle. What is going on? Come on. So this is at a complete idle. The throttle is down.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 is type, 1 miles west of Kilo Bravo India Victor, 800 feet. Request flight following.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 approach. Squawk 0356.
Squawk 0356. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. Radar contact 2 miles west of Kilo Bravo India Victor, 1,500 feet. Altimeter 3008.
Roger. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. Approach Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711, 2 miles west of Kilo Bravo India Victor, 1,900 feet. Request IFR to 5 Kilo 6. Ready to copy.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 is cleared to 5 Kilo 6 airport as filed. Squawk 0356.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 cleared to 5 Kilo 6 airport as filed. Squawk 0356.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 read back correct. Radar contact 2,800 feet. Altimeter 3008, turn right heading 275. Resume on navigation, climb and maintain 5,000 feet.
Turn right heading 275. Proceed on course, climb, and maintain 5,000 feet. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711.
Yeah, hey. On my
Summit
way.
Delta Sierra Charlie
They're waiting for me
4711
there.
contact Chicago Center
I'll
on
call you as soon as I'm done, but it might be a
128.5. Good
while.
day.
Can you send me the driver's number again?
128.5. Summit Delta
Thanks.
Sierra Charlie
Talk to you
4711.
later.
Chicago Center, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 is passing 3,700 feet, climbing 5,000 feet.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711, Chicago Center, altimeter 3008, radar contact continue.
Okay, now what is up with that? I was barely using this engine. My fuel flow just dropped like crazy. that one's altitude. Yeah, even when I add more gas, the fuel flow then drops. So the engine is basically dead.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. Please expedite your climb 5,000 feet.
Chicago Center, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711 would like to cancel IFR.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 4711. IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved. Good day.
So the wear and tear level is at 90, almost 93%. And I did the repair right before we got in, and it didn't say it needed repairs. Oh, there we go. It's nice and quiet. Don't think we'll be able to make it back to the airport though. I'm not sure what's happening. We're not turning on here. So that's going to cost us a good 1,000 feet in altitude. There's no way we're going to make it back. I should have been watching here and not here, but I mean, there's just no way we're going to make it. Suppose it's worth trying. Doesn't seem to be any starter actioning happening. I even tried Control E. We're going down. Mayday, mayday. All we can really do is really just abort. It's, I think, the only thing we're going to be able to do. I don't think this plane works. That's definitely a do not buy, I think. Well, that's a little disappointing. Oh, hey, what's good? Not this plane, that's for sure. Kind of neat that it has retractable gear, but if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, that was disappointing. I suppose I should have read some reviews or something on it. Here's the other one that we got. This one at least flies. It's not perfect. let's pick a short one. Oh, that's interesting. Is that the same one we flew? I think it is. That's the one we flew to here. Let's pick a different one. Cool. Get to fly into Innsbruck. Oh, what are we gonna need on this one? Higher, right? Maybe even 14? Okay, we'll go with the Zulu. Not that one. Partenavia. What's up? What game is it? It is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Oops, missed one. Koihe. Don't know what that means. I was not able to get in yesterday. I think the door is broken. Alright, let's get the boarding.
Ladies and gents, boarding is now permitted. Welcome aboard.
Understood, Captain. They're on their way. Have a good flight.
Be welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Quick favor, Captain. I'm expected in Innsbruck ASAP, so if you'd speed it up a bit, I'd appreciate it. I was informed at the boarding that I'd have network throughout the flight. Just wanted to let you know I really need it for some important calls, so please avoid cutting off the connection. Much appreciated.
Whoops, turn that Wi-Fi off, sorry. Okay, let's see. Battery on, right. Fuel quantity check, we already did that. Generator 1 and 2 on. Anti-collision lights on. Okay, and then okay, those are already on. Fuel pump on. And then we push the starter. Okay. Why are we not getting anything on the starter? Well, first of all, we need to do that, but okay, right engine.
Just wanted to drop by and say hello before you leave for Innsbruck. Mrs. Scala will join you on board soon. She's close to one of our top clients who booked the flight for her. Well, it's about time. Provide her with the finest service. I know I can count on you. Have a good flight, Captain.
Lima Kilo Juliet Hotel traffic. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 is taxiing to runway 25 right. Lima Kilo Juliet Hotel traffic.
All right.
Ladies and gents, good morning and welcome aboard this first-class wings flight to Innsbruck. I'm your captain and pilot today. Estimated flight time is 72 minutes. We're on time for departure, waiting for takeoff clearance. I'll keep you informed during the flight if anything important comes up. Thank you. Kilo Juliet Hotel traffic. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Taking off runway 25 right. West departure, Lima Kilo Juliet Hotel traffic.
I'm not sure what it's thinking here. But it's like we should have gone up here and held short, not in the middle of the field. That's all right.
Ladies and gents, this is your captain speaking. On behalf of First Class Wings, I would like to welcome you on board flight DSC 8012 bound for Innsbruck. Estimated flight time to Innsbruck is 72 minutes. To prepare for takeoff, please ensure your seat belt is fastened tightly, your seat is in the upright position, and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you, and get ready for a wonderful flight.
All right, let's deal with this. Come on. The keyboard entry is broken. Okay, we have to do it the hard way. LKJ. Enter. Six, right? All right, close enough. Both of these planes need some work on the sound too. Well, that was close.
Center, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 is type, 1 miles west of Lima Kilo Juliet Hotel, 1,900 feet. Request flight following.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, Prague Center, Squawk 7657.
Squawk 7657, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Radar contact 2 miles southwest of Lima Kilo Juliet Hotel, 2,200 feet. QNH 1021.
Roger. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Prague Center, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, 3 miles southwest of Lima Kilo Juliet Hotel, 2,500 feet. Request IFR to Innsbruck. Ready to copy.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 is cleared to Innsbruck Airport as filed. Squawk 7657.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 cleared to Innsbruck Airport as filed. Squawk 7657.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Read back correct. Radar contact 3,000 feet. QNH 1021. Continue to Pinky following heading 235. Proceed on course. Climb and maintain. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Did you hear my last transmission?
Continue to Pinky following heading 235. Resume own navigation. Climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012.
What? What's going on?
Hey, it's me. I'm on board. I should be there in something like 70 minutes. The flight shouldn't take long, so don't start without me.
Okay, let's see if we... I guess not. What's VABB? It's gonna take a while to get to Innsbruck. Cool. This is probably my only flight for tonight, though. It's 1 a.m. here. Out of the severe turbulence now. That was painful. Not from here, no. If we started over there somewhere nearby, yeah, we could. But I have other planes too. This is just one of many. on 10,000 feet. 4,000 more to go.
Gents, glad to be your captain today. First, I'd like to welcome everyone on behalf of First Class Wings on Flight DSC-8012. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 11,800 feet at an airspeed of 100 knots. It's 1:04 p.m. and are expecting to land in Innsbruck approximately at 5:27 p.m. local time. Current temperature of 81 degrees Fahrenheit. If the weather cooperates, we should get a great view of the area as we descend. I'll update you before we reach our destination. Until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Bumpy though it may be.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, contact Vienna Center on 124.4. Good day.
Going to 124.4, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012.
24.4.
Vienna Center, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, 13,900 feet.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, Vienna Center, QNH 1021, radar contact. Continue T Sega.
Indicated airspeed is about 120. We're getting too low. My landing in this plane is not going to be very good, that's for sure. I've only flown this plane once before, and it flies weird. Not a very good plane, I think. We're going a little too far off here to the right.
How are you? Everything okay? Everything is ready for the arrival? Fine, can't wait. See you there, bye.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, contact Munich Center on 120.65. Good day.
120.65 for Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Munich Center, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, 14,100 feet.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, Munich Center, QNH 1021,
Radar contact. Continue to Isega. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 contact Vienna Center on 124.4. Good day.
Okay, let me get these guys shut up
Going
here.
to 124.4, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012.
Yeah, it's a career mission. Okay, so I think it's Partenavia Victor. Well, I don't have a Cherokee, so I hear it's a pretty good one, but it's not available in career mode. A ways to go yet. Yeah, we got passengers. This is a plane I just bought for career mode, just to mess around with. Give it a trial. A neat looking little plane, very pointy. They make versions where this is all glass all the way out here for observation planes. How do you like that one? There are the mountains we have to cross over. once. Not a real pilot in real life unless you count 10 hours of flight lessons. Gave up on it a while ago, but it did take 10 hours. It was kind of fun. It requires a commitment. I'm very old. Time. Pretty sure real pilots have a sort of easy time flying in the simulator, except because most pilots nowadays fly simulators pretty regularly anyway, but like it's almost like you're wearing blinders, right? It's hard to look around. Like I have an IR head tracker that helps, but it's not great, and then there's VR, but then you can't interact with anything in, you know, the real world. It's harder to find buttons and do all that stuff. So, but I was a sim pilot before I took 10 hours, and I was able to take off and fly the approach pretty well my first try, but landing is tough. It takes a little getting used to. It doesn't look and feel like the simulator when you're landing as much. But I did okay. I mean, you know, the instructor, you know, grabbed the controls and kind of, you know, jiggled them just a little bit right at the end to get the flare right. But so we, you know, you don't want to hit too hard, or or flare too much and kind of float out over the runway and then stall. Yeah, 10 hours flying with an instructor. In a small plane. Yeah, I mean, they weren't overly sensitive, but the most important thing is you get feedback on the controls about what's happening to the plane. You can, I mean, in the sim, it's completely disconnected. You move the flight stick however you want and you don't feel anything. Unless you have force feedback, and then it can simulate some of that stuff. But, in the real plane, you can feel it, right? When you're pulling back, you feel the pressure on the controls and everything. And as you trim that pressure out, you can feel it. So it's a lot easier to trim a real plane. This is the area where we need to fly right here. In the sim, not from here, but these are the Alps. So we're near Switzerland, north of it, Italy. There's Italy, Alps. Flying into Innsbruck, which is about here. The approach into Innsbruck is real pretty, flying up the valley here through the mountains. It's a lot of fun in a snowstorm. Flight. our approach. Coming in here. We'll pick up RTT and fly the approach in. And land here. So it'll be 9,500 feet about here. So I'm going to pull just a little bit of power out. Guess you ditch the plane into the ocean. So, I mean, the big airliners would generally be flying quite high, and they have a, if you want to Google it or whatever, it's ETOPS, ETOPS, which are routes that keep you within a certain distance of, you know, places where you could land. So they generally have airports where they could land at, you know, scattered across different places, and they try to stay close enough. No, there generally wouldn't be one. I mean, not most places. But if you can't make it to land, you would be ditching in the ocean. I guess they would try to get permission to land, but they're not equipped to land on a carrier. And those are pretty, I mean, a little Cessna might be able to land on an aircraft carrier, but without training, yeah, I think you'd be better off ditching in the ocean and having them fish you out. Because if you know, the aircraft carrier is moving up and down and because of the ocean, so if you come in incorrectly, you could smack into the side of it, and that would probably be pretty fatal. Without some experience and everything, I don't think it would be terribly safe for a little Cessna to land on a carrier, but I don't know. But generally there wouldn't, I mean, it's not like there's aircraft carriers everywhere. You'd have to be pretty lucky to, you know, come down right on top of one. Yeah, or into the side of it. I mean, those things are 50 feet off the water. It's hard to land on them. Ditching's not great either. Not really designed to land in water. Yeah. I mean, if you can't make it to land, that's what you have to do. But little Cessnas don't generally fly out across the ocean either. They're gonna, you know, stay as close to land as possible. I don't think you could fly a 170. Well, I should take that back. I'm sure people have done it, but a normal Cessna 172 won't fly from here to like Hawaii, for example. But they do make these extra fuel tanks that you can put on board, and you load them up with a whole bunch of extra fuel, and you fly that way. They're called ferry tanks, and they do that sometimes. But we're getting there. It's up around the corner there. I don't see it yet, but I think it's up around here somewhere. It's right there.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 is passing 4,500 feet, climbing 14,000 feet. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, approach, QNH 1022, radar contact, continue to WI 103. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, climb and maintain 13,000 feet, expect vectors, for Nav Zulu runway 8 approach.
Wait, they want me to land on 8 now? You dogs. Okay. Oh, maybe this is 8? No. They switched it. They switched it. Oh well. So we'll have to fly over the airport, turn around, come back and land.
Ladies and gents, as we start our descent to Innsbruck, please fasten your seatbelt. Thank you.
Worst case scenario for a pilot? I don't know. I know being in conditions that you're not trained well to fly in is a pretty bad one. Like if you're not an instrument pilot and you find yourself in instrument conditions, your chances of crashing go way up.
Charlie 8012, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
Yeah, I'm not climbing to 13,000 feet. Where's the airport? I have the Concorde. It is a pain to fly.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, please expedite your climb 13,000 feet.
just about ready to turn around here.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Please expedite your climb 13,000 feet. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Please expedite your climb 13,000 feet. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Keep speed not above 165 knots. Contact Innsbruck Tower on 120.1.
I'll have to slow down because they didn't give me instructions to land yet.
Keep speed not above 165 knots. Tower on 120.1 Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012.
I gotta get all the radio comms
Summit
in
Delta
before I
Sierra
land.
Charlie 8012, 1 miles west, inbound Navzulu runway, 8 approach.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 Innsbruck Tower. QNH 1022 cleared Renav Zulu runway 8 approach.
Cleared Renav Zulu runway, 8 approach. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012.
Come on. Yeah, we got a bit of a crosswind there. Maybe I'll just go around.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 is going missed.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 contact approach on 128.907. Good day.
I wish they hadn't changed my runway. Now they got all confused. Now I've lost sound.
Delta Sierra
There we
Charlie
go.
8012. Contact Innsbruck Tower on 120.1 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 120.1. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012. Innsbruck Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012, 3 miles west, inbound at Zulu runway 26 approach.
Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 Innsbruck Tower. QNH 102 tree cleared Renav Zulu runway 26 approach.
Cleared at Zulu runway 26 approach. Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012.
Wonder how far out on the approach they want me to go. They're broken. They're not clearing me to land. I can try cancel IFR, but it may not let me.
Innsbruck Tower, Summit Delta Sierra Charlie 8012 would like to cancel IFR.
Yeah, that's not working either. Can set squawk to that, but it doesn't do anything. doesn't count though because the mission didn't register it. No, it doesn't really do anything. I guess I can crash. The game just crashed. Good old reliable 2024. Well, thanks for hanging out, man. I think I'm gonna call it a night. It's 2 a.m., so time to go to bed when the game crashes. Catch you later, man. Bye.